Welcome to Takeover Talks. I'm Tommy Prince. I'm your host, and today is an unexpected episode. I did not think I was going to be here, but I realized that my flight is not till later tonight. Yeah, we got Tuesday. Actually, I was supposed to leave yesterday to Alaska, but flights got messed up a little bit. They got moved to later tonight, or we had to move them later tonight because my dad had a dinner or something. But yeah, so I'll be leaving at like 9 o'clock tonight. So I guess I figured I should probably talk about the insane game sevens we had over the weekend. But before I get into that, I want to talk about this book I've been reading. I'll give you some context. Like, the past year has been like a real struggle for me. I had a lot of stomach problems during my senior year of high school. I had no energy. I couldn't hang out with friends. I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. I had enrolled in an early enrollment college program and was doing that for like throughout my senior year in high school. And then yeah, so I was doing that and I just started to get these stomach problems, didn't really know what was happening, and then I had a lot of bleeding after that on one of my family's vacations that summer, and that really that was like a horrible year in my life. I vowed that last year's birthday was the worst birthday I'd ever had. I was crying, just bleeding my guts out, and all I really did was for my birthday was have Chinese food. I had to do, I think, 5 colonoscopies within the last year. I had to do a whole bunch of other stuff like MRI scans and a defecogram, which, if you don't know what that is, it's just another test, like an MRI, and just a bunch of other stuff like that. And it like killed me. I mean, I was physically beat. I went down to 104 pounds. I was just like super skinny. I still am super skinny, but I'm getting there. I've been going to the gym a lot, but we'll get into that. Um, I I just felt like trash. Like, I could barely wake up in the morning. I literally had zero will to live. Life sucked. I felt like I kind of was losing my friends just because I could never hang out with them, and it was just kind of trash. It was just like it was one of the hardest times I've ever experienced, and I couldn't like basketball. Obviously a basketball is a huge part of my life, but basketball, I couldn't play basketball. I could barely shoot the ball like and get it to the net. I was just beat dead, and so I had surgery in February, and I have a stoma. I've got it until September, but I think it's really changed my life. Like, I've gained about 20 pounds in a couple months, but like this book has changed my perspective on how to look at that experience. And it's a book by David Goggins, which I know David Goggins is kind of like, you don't know me, son. Who's gonna carry the boats? Whatever, and people just kind of like make fun of him, whatnot. But I don't read books. I really don't, and I just figured like I've been going to the gym and I sit in the sauna for 15 to 20 minutes after I'm done, and I saw a guy in there like reading a book. And I was like, oh, maybe I should do that. Like, instead of just sitting here listening to music, which is fine too, I I should just read a book. There's nothing wrong with reading a book. I don't like reading books, so I had to find a book that I liked. But I started reading this book. I'm like 75 pages in. It's called Can't Hurt Me. It's a good book. Gosh, I gotta stop saying he had a fricked up life. He really did. He was abused by his dad, like a horrible childhood, unimaginable. He was abused by his dad, Trueness, and was beat. He didn't get quality life, and the fact that he had to stay away from home for as long as he could like just to be happy, not even happy, like there was no happiness in his childhood. So he was abused until he was like 8 or 9, and then his mom finally just got sick of him. He also abused his mom, and so they ran away with they used one of their like neighbor friends to help them run away, and they went to like Brazil, Indiana or something. which she then found like another father figure, Wilmuth, and he sounded like a great dude from the book. He put David and like his mom in a good position. They didn't have a target on their back. They were just so much less stress. Yada yada yada. Um, then, well, I mean, I guess I could talk about him a little more. Like he got David into basketball. He got him doing. I don't want to say doing well in school because he wasn't doing well in school, but he got him out of this like fight mode and into like, okay, like we can kind of do this. We got a stable ground now. And then he came home or something, and he had been shot like 6 times by a gang, and they don't really know why. They don't mention in the book. They said it could be like some bad drug deal or some gang stuff that he was in, but yeah. So he lost. He had to run away from his dad. He lost the second father figure, and then he kind of started to recover from that. He was doing poor in school and just tried to get out of it, and he was going back into school. I think it was the fourth grade, was what I read. And he was sitting on the bus, and this kid came out of his car, and he was running with a plate of cookies that he was going to give to the bus driver. And the bus driver started going and ran over the kid. And this is what David Goggins said, and I quote: "The kid's head was about as flat as paper." That is traumatic. If those three things, like, my goodness, I can't even imagine what this guy went through in his childhood. Like this all happened before he was like 12 years old, which is just unreal to me. Along with a bunch of other stuff, like this was back in like 1980 something. There's still a lot of racism, and he had a lot of hate towards him. He was one of 5 kids in his high school that were black, but he was also like really dumb. He couldn't read past third grade level when he was a senior in high school. He got made fun of it. He got made fun of the way he dressed because he started dressing like a thug. He got a gun pulled on him. Just a bunch of nasty stuff. Like even before he graduated, like not even nothing close to that has happened to me in my life. Like none of that. And so my experience through high school, like honestly, even with the health problems I had, like that's nothing compared to this. And this book has really showed that for me. It's told me that, like, just all the things that I could be doing or should be doing, or things that I'm responsible for, like right now, that I'm just not doing. And I literally couldn't sleep about it last night. Like I was on Xbox with the boys until like three or something, playing, Rocket League, Apex, Brawlhalla, stuff like that. And like I just sat there laying in bed reading more of this book, and it's just like I just had this like fire feeling like in my stomach. Like I just have to do something. Like I genuinely felt like sleeping was just wasting time, which it's not. I'm kind of tired now, but I got a couple hours this morning. But like I read until about 4, and then at 4 o'clock, I just headed out the door and just started walking. And I started listening to some of his speeches and stuff like that. And like this guy has literally changed my thought process. And like just the mental toughness that he's been able to give me in, like, I've had this book for 3 days. Like I feel like I'm just like starting to lock into life and realize that life is just not, it's just not going to give me what I want until I do something about it. And I've talked to a lot of people about this, and I'm like super strong about this feeling like I want to serve a mission so bad, but I'm being held down by this massive weight of health problems. And like I feel like, I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it now, but like I I feel like there is, like I'm doing everything in my power, like, to get out in the mission field and like just be happy and make others happy and serve others, and stuff like that. And but what I'm trying to get at is, like, you should try and find that fire in yourself and just stoke the hell out of it. just like find something that you're passionate about, or find a way that you can grow your mind and like help grow yourself, and just go like constantly go for more. Like just try your absolute hardest to get that done. Just go for it, dude. Just go for it. Like if you're sick of your job, you're working a shitty 9 to 5. Sorry about my language, but like do what you got to do to get the job you want. Do what you got to do to get happy in life. Like it's not going to happen if you don't take action with it. So like, or like high school. If you want to make a sports team, if you want to make basketball team, if you want to make football team, if you want to try out for golf, if you want to do any of these things, you have to put in work. You have to put in hours. And like I can say firsthand experience, I put in a lot of hours for basketball. I played a lot. I woke up at 5 o'clock a lot of mornings in the summer. I shot a ton of shots. I've tried to find people to help me get better at shooting, to get better at passing, to get better at defense. Like I just took a lot out of me, and I still wasn't even able to get it. And so like that's also put into perspective to me on like all the guys that have made it to the NBA, or even my guy Keanu Dawes. He has put in so much time and so much effort since he was like 4 years old, and I give props to him for that. He is like just the amount of effort and work he's been willing to put in, the drive he has for that is just, it's so like inspiring to me. Like get there half an hour early. Get there an hour earlier than everyone else. Find a way to stand out to the coaches, or find a way to, get that job. Find a way to pull your GPA up. Find a way to do the things you want to do. Find a passion and do something about it. Yeah, that was just my little rant for the start of this podcast. Solid 15-minute rant. Like, man, this book has seriously changed the way I think. And if you have no motivation and no passion towards anything, like I suggest reading it. I just I feel so strong about it. Like I'm freaking ready to work my ass off, even though I'm like just about to go on vacation. When I get back from vacation, I'm going to work. I'm doing what I need to do to get it done. Yeah, let's move into basketball real quick. So I guess last time since I saw you, it was Pacers Knicks game 6. I mean, I honestly don't like I said before, I wanted the Pacers to beat the Knicks, but now looking at it, like the Pacers versus Celtics it's just it's not going to be as entertaining as I would hope. Like I think Celtics have this series in 5 games, 4-1. Pacers might be able to sneak one away. This might honestly be a sweep, but I don't want to say it's a sweep because, Pacers were able to beat the Knicks, and I didn't think, you know, but yeah, the Pacers. I honestly think the Pacers won off broken plays. The shot clock would run down to like 3 seconds or less every single time, and they'd just kind of throw it up and it'd go in. And I think, I mean, I just feel bad for the Knicks because the Knicks really had something going. They just had so many injuries. In Game 7, I think Jalen Brunson fractured his left hand. Julius Randle's been out. The Mitchell guy, I don't know why I can't think of his name. He's been out for a while. But it's just like they really could have had something this season, and I really feel bad for Knicks and Knicks fans because they were gonna go to the conference finals, at least the conference finals. Yeah, that was the Knicks' first Game 7 since 1995. Pacers. When was the last time the Pacers went? Like way back when Reggie Miller was on the team, but I don't know if that was Game 7 or if I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, Tyrese Haliburton had a great Game 7. He really did. He showed out. I loved his sweatshirt he wore after the game. There was when I was watching the game, I noticed this fan courtside. He's wearing a plaid like flannel with wearing like a backwards hat, and it was just kind of like normal pace game. And then he started chirping at Tyrese Haliburton, and that was game over right there. He started chirping, and then Tyrese Haliburton It was the right wing. Tyrese Halliburton nailed 3 threes in a row from that right wing, and I was like, "Gosh, dang! You should not have chirped that man. You should not have chirped him." And I feel like that's when shit hit the fan for the Knicks. But I give props to the Pacers. Like, they put up a good series. Got it to Game 7. They won Game 7 at MSG. I did not think that was even possible for the Knicks. And like I said in the last podcast, 82% of the teams that win Game 5 win the series, and I'm pretty sure the Knicks won Game 5. Or maybe the Pacers won Game 5. Shoot, I don't know now. I gotta look this up. But Timberwolves were able to defy the odds with that. They were in that 18%. Denver won Game 5, and then Timberwolves won Game 6 and 7. So yeah, good there. So they won Game 7, Game 6. Yeah, so they lost Game 5 to the Knicks. So I think Pacers were able to do it, 18%. Timberwolves 18%. But yeah, that was a good Sunday night. My goodness, the Pacers did really good. I loved Reggie Miller's tweet, pretty much saying like Jalen Brunson is like he's such a good player. He did absolutely amazing, but you and your boys can take a hike and go to Cancun, enjoy yourselves because the Pacers are gonna freaking win, which they did. I feel bad because I know the Pacers are gonna get blown out in this next series, and to be honest with you, I really don't care about the Celtics. I feel like the Celtics. I don't know what to say about the Celtics. I like the way the Celtics play, but I don't particularly like the Celtics. I don't like. I'm not a huge Jason Tatum fan. I hate the way he shoots. It's just such an ugly way to shoot the ball. Jaylen Brown, I like. Derek White, man, that guy got harassed last year, or maybe the year before, about his hairline, and so he just straight up went bald. And you can't fall for that pressure, dude. Just wear the hair you want, whether you got a 18-inch forehead or not. Yeah, Mavs Game 6. Mavs won it in Game 6. I did not think that was going to happen. I thought the Thunder were going to put up a better fight than that, put it to Game 7, but guess not. Mavericks, man, they actually surprised me. I did not think they'd make it this far. If I'm going to be a buck with you, Luka and Kyrie are just they are going to town. But one person that I really want to talk about is Derek Lively. I watched him in Game 6, and I couldn't even believe he's a rookie. I was like, who is this guy? Like, I think he was the top rated. He was the top rated something for maybe he's top rated like prospect in the playoffs still, something like that. But I gotta look up the stats because he actually had an insane Game 6. I think he was definitely the reason that the Mavericks won that game. Well, I don't want to say definitely the reason, but he was a damn good reason why they won that game. He came off the bench. He had 15 rebounds off the bench. He was 5 for 6, had 12 points. I'd say that's pretty good off the bench. Because who's their starting center? Daniel Gafford. He had 10 points with 7 rebounds. F that. Take Daniel Gafford out of here. Put freaking Derek Lively in the starter. He's a rookie, yeah, but he's 12 and 15 from a rookie in the postseason. Like, hello? Why are we not talking about this? Like, I have yet to see a thing about Derek Lively on social media. I think he needs to be talked about more. Derek Lively is an animal. I think. Well, looking at the stat sheet, it was pretty spread out on points. Luke had 29, Kyrie had 22, Derek Jones Jr. had 22. Yeah, so it was pretty even. But yeah, let's go back to this Knicks game. So yeah, the Knicks started off freaking hot. They shot 76% in the first half, which is absolutely ridiculous. They finished shooting 67% from the field, 54% from 3, which they only took 24 threes, but still 13 out of 24 is, if you're making them, I'm not complaining. Yeah, they just kind of whooped the Knicks in that Game 7. I don't really know what else to say. But yeah, enough of the Knicks. Holy crap, this Timberwolves Nuggets game was an absolute movie. I can't emphasize this enough. This game was unreal. So, I'll show you one of the Instagram posts I saw earlier this week, but it was teams that were trailing by 11 points. I think it was 11 points or more at half in the postseason. They were 21-0. So if you were leading by 11 points or more, it's been 21-0. And so the Nuggets were up by 15 at half and they lost. Timberwolves making that 21-1. So not only did the Timberwolves overcome the 82% statistic of 82% of the teams that win game 5 win the series, minority there, they also defied the odds and became the first team ever trailing by 15 points to come back in a postseason game. So they got down by 20 points just barely into the third quarter. It's 58-38. And then I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen the post where Anthony Edwards said, "I finna get in my bag." And he got in his bag and they freaking trotted that. But I knew the game was over. I have the post. I'll talk about it in a sec. I knew the game was over when freaking Rudy Gobert shot a turnaround fadeaway over Jokic. First of all, the dude can't make a mid-range shot to save his life, barely even a free throw, and he decides, I'm going to shoot a fadeaway mid-range over Jokic and hope that it goes in. I'm not even sure. But that game was an absolute movie, and I think Anthony Edwards is going places. You hear the comparison between MJ and him, Kobe and him. He's Anthony Edwards, dude. He's his own guy. When Anthony Edwards' career's over, people are going to be taught, like my kids are probably going to be, well, actually, I don't know. Possibly. I don't know about my kids. Like, I feel like Anthony Edwards is that next kind of Mamba mentality figure in the league right now. When I think of Anthony Edwards, I think of passion. Like, he is so passionate about this game and winning. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, Karl Anthony Towns had an amazing game 7. He had, let me look. Let's see. Box score. Cat had 23. Jaden McDaniels had 23. Cat had 12 rebounds. Like, it was, man, dude. That was a game. I mean, I feel like Anthony Edwards could have shot the ball a little better. 6 for 24 is not amazing. But man, that was such a good game. Like that, I honestly like. I hate to say this, but I feel like that game is going to be the best game of the playoffs this year. Which, by the way, these playoffs have been absolutely amazing this year. Last year was kind of mid. I've missed the playoffs or the finals 2 years in a row. I was on vacation those years. So I didn't watch the Celtics play Warriors, and I barely watched the Nuggets win last year. But like, oh, this Timberwolves team has passion and they have talent and they are ready to just. I think it's gonna be a good matchup between the Mavericks. Okay. Here's where I'm laying the line. Timberwolves in 6. That's where I'm putting it. That's where I'm going. Timberwolves in 6. That's all I'm gonna say. So I guess I'll show these Instagram posts real quick, and then I mean I really got nothing else. But man, those games were unbelievable. And I'm honestly sorry for you if you didn't get to see those games because those games were a movie. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull it up. I gotta switch my account because it's not on this account. But let's see, profile. Where's my saved? So Bronny, after his combine, which unbelievable combine performance, moved up to rank 54, projected 54 in the draft. Again, I still think he should take a year. I don't know why he's entering so soon. I know his dad's got a huge influence on it, but I feel like he should just take another year. Just take another year. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Just take another year, like, solidify yourself in college, and then, you know, be a top 20 pick next year. Be a top 15, 20 pick next year. Just develop a little bit more. I know he's a good player, but I think he just needs to develop more. I don't know if I agree with this, if I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't see Bronny as a defender. I see Drew Holiday as a defender, but I don't see Bronny as a defender. I could see Davion Mitchell. I could see him related to Davion Mitchell, but next, this, oh my goodness, I've waited my freaking whole life for this. Like, what was the last one? Like 2015? 2016? College football? So, like, this just looks freaking legendary. I gotta turn this down a little bit. That's loud. Wait, that's brightness. Whoops. This actually looks so realistic. Yes, sir, dude. I saw this post and I was so freaking hyped for it. They did 2 years of voice acting for it. Or I can't remember who it was. Someone posted they did 2 years of voice acting. I should know them. I feel bad that I don't. Again, I'm not like huge into college football, but this game gets me hype. This game is freaking like if you ever played the one before, they had a mascot mode, and that was the funnest shiz ever with like the side flips, like the juke animations in that were so lit. Anyways, I'm so hyped for this game to come out. I really am. Not a huge hockey guy, but I saw the save and thought I'd put it in here. Unbelievable save. Like, oh my goodness, that's unreal. Again, I'm not huge into hockey, but that's impressive. I feel like I had to put that in there somewhere because that's just impressive. Next, I don't know why I put this in here. Fever are now 0-4, which so much for Caden Clark. Am I right? No, I'm just kidding. But that's a tough finish. That is a tough finish. I am a part of that debate, though. If you don't know what debate I'm talking about the 9-foot rim debate. I want to see these women slamming the shit out of each other, like just rocking it. I want to see like freaking Brittany Griner just run down the court and just throw down a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. I just think I'm not being sexist or anything, but I genuinely just think like that would change the game. It would make it. I don't want to say it would make it so much better, but it would make it so much better. I really do. So WNBA, if you're listening to this, please I want to see them throw down. LeBron. This post actually got me thinking. Like, do you think LeBron? Do you think LeBron would go into a coaching position after he retires from the NBA? Because I haven't really put too much thought about it, too much thought into it, but LeBron as a coach, his basketball IQ is off the charts, so I think if he, I know money is not, he doesn't care about money, he doesn't care about that, but I feel like the only person that I can think of off the top of my head right now that was a player and is now a coach is Jason Kidd. I feel like there's another one that I should be mentioning too, but I can't think of it. Jason Kidd's the only one that really sticks out to me, I guess I should say. But I feel like LeBron would be an insane coach for the NBA. Like, even now, like, he already kind of is the coach. He's not, his title isn't the coach. He's a player, obviously, but he's kind of, the manager, the coach. But I think he'd be a good, or I think he'd be a good NBA coach. Um, but I'm curious to see what LeBron does after he retires. I guess he's still, I don't know how many years. If I'm being honest, I think LeBron has 3 more solid years in him, which I know that's a stretch. He's like, what, 39 right now? 42? I mean, I guess Vince Carter played until he was 42, right? I don't know. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. Um yeah, this was so the Mavericks were also trailing by 17. I think the one I said earlier about the Timberwolves making it 21-1, I think that was only game 7s. I'm not sure though. It probably was. But either way, Mavericks came back. Um I think this one has highlights in it too. Yeah, that was a good dish. See, Derek Lively's just a bad MF. Luka Doncic is such an efficient scorer and disher. Oh yeah, I saw Luka Doncic got fouled, or I guess it was a no call, but he got a no call, and Dirk Nowitzki got mad at him because, like, dude, quit your bitching, dude. But yeah, this final couple minutes of this game was freaking lit. PJ Washington hit those clutch free throws. Um, that was, to me, that was a controversial call at the end of the game. They did call it a foul. He hit the ball first and then he hit his arm. So I want to say that wasn't a foul on Shy, but I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now. But my opinion is I don't think that was a foul. And it's not because I'm a Mavericks fan or whatever. I've said that I wanted the Thunder to win. But man, I just don't think that was a foul. You know, I don't have the video, but yeah, this was actually pretty interesting to me. Youngest number 1 seed of all time, won first playoff since 2016, coach of the year, MVP runner up, rookie of the year runner up, which debatable. Shai should have been MVP. Chet is, I mean, Victor Wembanyama and Chet have very similar games, so yeah, he was pretty close to the rookie of the year. Managed to get 57 wins this year. Like, Thunder got something coming. I think when they got picks, dude, they got hella picks for like the next freaking decade, dude, until like 2029. They have hella picks for players. This was interesting to me. Tied. Mavs and Thunder series was tied in points. So the fact that it ended in 6 was kind of interesting to me, but it was tied. So yeah, that was interesting to me. If you didn't watch this post game interview, this was comedy. This was so funny. Let's just listen to this. Okay, you have to lose at a bigger stage. What bigger stage you have to lose at? They've lost twice in a row in the playoffs. Dude, Cat, he's a zesty guy. I love Cat to death, but he's a zesty guy. Here's the post I was talking about. Teams 20-0 all time went up by 15 points a half in a game 7, and they made it 21-1. Um, I thought this was funny. Mike Malone. Stupid ass questions. Yeah, I mean, part of me feels bad for the Nuggets, but you know what? I think it was a fair trade. I think Jokic gets the MVP that he shouldn't deserve, and in return, they get out of the playoffs. I think that's a fair enough trade. Sue me, fight me, dude. I could go on and on about this stupid Jokic MVP. He doesn't deserve it, and to further my point, if you're gonna let Rudy Gobert hit a mid-range fadeaway jumper over you, you definitely don't deserve it. 100%. I know it's postseason, but if that ever happens to you in your career, you should automatically be disqualified from an MVP. Automatically disqualified. Which I don't. Why did I not have it in here? I swear I had it saved. This is pretty cool. I mean, I guess not really, but there's a lot of Celtics in there. Cavs have been there. Warriors have been there quite a bit, and then you see like Spurs, Thunder a couple times, or Thunder once, Bucks a couple times, Heat, Hawks. But yeah, I think these are going to be some good conference finals. Man, I really want to find this Rudy Gobert jump shot. Rudy Gobert fade away over Jokic. I don't want to look at it on YouTube though, because I always get yelled at on YouTube. What if I just searched it on Instagram? Okay, it's not on there. Either way, fine, I'll show it. It's just a short clip. I'll replay it. My goodness. How do you let that happen, dude? Like, give him the MVP, bro. But yeah, anyways, I mean that's really all I got. I was hoping today would be a little shorter, which 42 minutes is pretty good. Yeah, so Eastern Conference Finals start tonight, I think. We'll get into that next week. No podcast Friday. I'm actually not sure when I get home on Tuesday, so I don't know about next week on Tuesday. I'll try my hardest to get one out. Read this book. I definitely recommend it. I'm not even finished with it. I'm recommending it. I honestly just start reading in general. Like, I hate reading, but if you can find a little bit of time or like just I go to the gym, I sit in the sauna for like 15 minutes. It's a good relaxing like kind of detox from the world. Start reading. I highly suggest it. Get out there, do what you want to do what you love, make yourself happy, make the people around you happy, and we will see you on the next one. This is Takeover Talks. I'm Tommy, and we will see you next time. Peace.